This is our gem chip slide bracelet. We have 3 different colorways available. It has a wonderful sliding clasp that you can use. First things first, we're going to get our chips ready by taking them off of the strand or getting them unpackaged. We are going to be stringing them on our 8 inches of soft touch beading wire. We are using a medium beading wire. And we're just going to take our time threading these chips on one by one. This can sometimes be a slower process, but it's a wonderful way to use those gemstone chips. In this video, we are using our amethyst. Amethyst is February's birthstone. If you're into the metaphysical properties of amethyst, it's said to be calming, good for protection, purification, divine connection, and the release of addiction. We have 2 other colorways in this kit, Iolite and Opalite. We are going to thread on about 4 inches worth, and at the very end of our beading wire, we're going to thread on 2 of the metallic crimp beads. These are 1 by 1 base metal crimp beads. We are going to use our pliers, chain nose pliers, to twist the beading wire back in. All you need is a loop. So we're twisting the beading wire around, popping it back through, getting it right to the end and squeezing it down with the chain nose pliers. We are going to clip the tail using the flush cutter and repeat to the other side. So the biggest thing here is you don't want too much room or too little room. So as we put the 2 crimp beads on and threading it back through to create that loop, we want to make sure that it is nice and flexible, not too tight, not too loose. We're utilizing the pliers to get a little bit better of a grip on things, and we're going to pull that tail to make sure that it is nice and tight, and hold our ends up here as well to make sure that they are even. We are going to utilize that chain nose to squish those crimp beads one more time and cut the tail with our flush cutters. So now we should just have part of that bracelet on that beading wire. We are going to use one of the pieces of the Chinese knotting cord, thread through about 1 inch, hold the 2 strings together, make a loop, and pull those 2 strings through, creating an overhand knot. You can also utilize your chain nose pliers here to get that tail in there so that both ends go through. You can direct that knot so that it's closer to the loop of the beading wire, and thread and pull each cord individually. Going to do the same thing to the other side. So the other 6-inch piece of Chinese knotting cord, we're going to pull together into a loop, pull the tails through to create that other overhand knot, and we're going to pull and tighten them. We want to make sure that all of the knots are pulled nice and tight. Individually pull those to make sure that they're tight. And then we're going to cut the tails on either side with that flush cutters. We also want to line up the ends to make sure that they're even and cut away any excess at this point. Within your kit, you have a big eye needle. The cool thing about this needle is that the eye of the needle extends through the entire needle. So we're going to unwrap that, use your fingernail to divide it, and thread on just a little bit of that end there. You're going to thread it through the metal sliding clasp, and you can use your chain nose pliers to kind of wiggle it through. We're going to thread the other side now, and we're just going to cross back through. I end up pulling the string down so that the needle and the threads are going towards the top there. After that, you're going to carefully wiggle it through there. We're adding our tail beads, our little ends, by threading them on, looping and pulling through into an individual overhand knot on either side, pulling it down towards the end on either side, and you can cut off your ends, secure with a little bit of glue, and there you have it. Your very own chip slide